1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1
Here
2.
at the Plex with my good pal Calvin DeLude here. His first SGTV broadcast. I mean, it should be a national holiday. I'm thinking, if we had a good All right, good evening and welcome to the Plex out here in sunny Irmo once again. I'm Spencer Ball, joined today by Calvin DeLude. We've got a good one again. It's a second game of two this weekend. The Auburn Tigers still in town. Yesterday they suffered a 7-3 defeat. And Calvin, the first period looked good for the Tigers, but it was downhill in all Gamecocks since that moment.
Yeah, absolutely, Spencer. This is a Gamecocks team that's been having a really solid year, second in their division with 13 points, and against an Auburn team with not having a fantastic season, a minus 36 score differential, and a great win for the Cox last night, 7-3.
Sure was a packed house as usual right here in the Plex. And one thing about Auburn, they've been a little unlucky with their schedule. I mean, you've got a two-game series against Tampa, two-game series against Georgia, and now a two-game series against the mighty Kakaki squad out here. And, you know, in the other game against Georgia Tech, a D2 opponent, Auburn looked pretty good. So, you know, I think this team does have potential, but, again, tough go of things early on to start this season. But for South Carolina, yesterday we saw John Riggins prove to be a huge difference maker for this team. What do you expect from him tonight?
John Riggins, he's just a fantastic player. He's such a crucial part of this team and this lineup, and I expect him to do no different today. Another outstanding performance from him and the squad.
Yeah, you know, we've got a couple different starters. We'll get those lineups to you in just a bit right after the national anthem, so stay with us. You don't want to miss this one.
for tonight's playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
And we are back here at the Plex for Game 2 again of our 2-game series this weekend against the Auburn Tigers. Again, I'm Spencer Ball, joined by Calvin DeLude. We're going to get you your starting lineups as the teams have, they've already been announced. They're about to take the ice as we await puck drop here for the Gamecocks. Starting in net, it's going to be the juniors, Zach Hayes. The blue line today, Ben Riccitelli, as well as team president Ronald Mulcairn joining him back there. Up front, it's going to be Josh Wilkins, Enzo Finelli, and Tommy Locken. Calvin, let us know the Tigers starters for today.
Well, on defense for the Tigers today, they got Caleb Patillo and Ryan Good starting. Then their forwards, Callan Daly, Colin Dube, and TJ Runchi. And then in between the posts, they have Gregory Politis, who's played 2 games this year. He's 1-1 with a .834 goals allowed average. So not having a fantastic season, but maybe able to turn it around tonight.
And Calvin, I tell you what, the stat book looks a lot worse for Auburn than I think the team performed yesterday. South Carolina is a really good program, and Auburn, at least for a good 20 minutes, put up an excellent fight. South Carolina wins the opening faceoff, and we are underway here at the Plex.
Like you said, Auburn came out with a hot start there. Close game in the first period, and then after that, the Gamecocks really just came away.
That's right. It was 3-2 after that first of the South Carolina lead, as Auburn's actually going to win the race down the ice. Is Callan Daly. He won a lot of those yesterday, easily the fastest skater in the navy and white today. It's kind of a loose puck here as Auburn looks to control it. It's Daly who has it, but he is whistled offsides just 30 seconds into this one. And as I was saying, Daly, really an excellent player for Auburn yesterday. Didn't show up in the score sheet, but he was really, wreaking havoc on the South Carolina defense, just really pushing the pace.
Yeah, you can see him coming out hot here with some fast skating and making an aggressive play there.
Auburn wins a faceoff in neutral ice. Shot gloved easily by Hayes for his first save of the night. It's an easy one, but you got to make the routine ones.
Yeah, that's just a nice glove there by Zach Hayes. A little shot towards the net, just trying to see if something can happen, and able to catch it there.
And one thing I noticed yesterday was Auburn didn't do a great job of, getting in close to the goalie. They were shooting from range. Sometimes off deflections, it worked a little better than others as Hayes gloves another one there. And we'll have another face-off glove side to Hayes. South Carolina wins this one. Hayes dives out to try and control it. South Carolina clears, and Auburn starting off a little bit early, but they will turn it over as they tried to enter the offensive zone, but yet to really set up there, and that was a problem for them yesterday. Mulcairn now with it. He loses it. It's intercepted by Duchamin. He gets it forward to Pats. Nice stick play from South Carolina to take it away. That's Finelli, and he'll go off. South Carolina goes for a line change here. Big hit by Josh Wilkins. But Auburn still with it. It's Ryan Good. He fires on net. Hayes deflects that. Up against the glass now as Auburn will control it, keep it in the blue line. Here's Good. He fires. It's deflected. Riccitelli looks like he's going to have it, but can't quite get a hold of it, but he will clear it just past the blue line. Auburn's going to have to touch up.
Great play there by Riccitelli, able to stick with it even after a little bit of collision there with Auburn.
Yeah, big physical player back there, and he's been really solid for South Carolina for now 2 seasons.
And he had that really nice play there when Hayes dove for it and couldn't quite get the puck, able to clear it and get out of harm's way.
That's right. Here's Brendan Flaherty. He's got excellent stick work, especially for a defenseman entering the offensive zone. Still with it. He'll try and look for a centering pass. Here's one now. Scove with it. Fires. It's a goal. Already just 2 minutes and 6 seconds in, Carson Scove nets his first goal of today's game. That makes his weekend total, too.
That was a beautiful play there by Scove. Just open pass in front of the net, able to stay patient with it, look for the open shot, and knock it in.
That's a really good shot. I mean, Brendan Flaherty, excellent moves there to just get around the defense. He went around back of the net, fired it cross ice. Couldn't quite see a number on who found Scove in the middle, but it was a great centering pass. And Scove just kind of held on the finish, got Politis to bite a little bit, took it glove side to him.
Yeah, those close plays, Politis did everything he could there, but just a great play there by Scove.
You know, and that was kind of what we saw yesterday from the Tigers. It was Derek McMaster in goal for them, but really didn't play a bad game. He didn't let any easy ones in, but Auburn's defense didn't do him any favors. John Riggins now, as they enter the zone again, and just like that, it's 2 goals. Riggin gets it over to Colin Reed, who slots it home, and Auburn is down 2-0. 2.5 minutes into this one.
Like you said, Spencer, the Cocks are just a really, really good hockey team. They're playing really well this season and already just starting off hot in today's game, 2 goals, and they're putting pressure on the goalie, getting shots, and shots create scoring opportunities. So even the ones that didn't go in, you saw that off the deflection, he was able to knock it home.
Yeah, I mean, that was just, you know, we were still talking about the last goal, and Reed just, you know, sets up on that far post. John Riggins, nice move to get it over to him as he picks up yet another point, easily the team's leader in points, goals. I mean, you know, most statistics, John Riggins is leading the team offensively. But again, it's been just that, a team effort as South Carolina wins it in neutral ice. It's gloved by Pushkar. He sends it down, and Auburn skater goes flying. Looks like they'll win the puck. South Carolina gets it right back. They love applying pressure. Here's Pushkar. He fires wide. Marvin has it now, gets it behind net. South Carolina controls. It's Kay in the corner. It's going to be up against the boards a bit. South Carolina still with it behind net. Ryan Good wrestles it away from Nick Kay, but Kay wins it right back. He'll look, slap shot on net, saved by Politis, right in front of net. He's down. Puck's still out in front. He's able to get back to his feet. South Carolina still pressuring. It's Jake Pushkar. He's got Bonsukin behind him. Gets it over far side. That's Tommy Marvin. Slap shot. Saved by Politis. Pineda with it now. He gets it to Kay behind net still for South Carolina. Looks for a centering pass, but just skipped over the puck. It's up against the boards now. South Carolina still with possession. It'll finally exit the offensive zone after a flurry of chances.
Auburn's playing defense, and they're doing a good job at getting the puck out of the sticks of the Cocks, but they're not able to get it out of their zone, and the Cocks are just able to keep pressure there.
Yeah, I mean, they're really just setting up shop. Even, you know, the defensive line is just really high up there, able to stay in front of the blue line and just hammer shots at Politis, who did a good job there in that sequence. South Carolina has it behind net. It's going to be Clavin with it now, just subbing into the game for the first time. And Auburn wins possession. They enter the zone. It's Pats. He was a goal scorer yesterday, deflected up and out of play. And 4.5 minutes in, South Carolina's jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. What have you liked so far from them, Calvin?
Everything. They're playing a perfectly sound game right now, winning on offense and defense. Auburn definitely getting a little bit of pressure, but they're doing a good job at halting it and then getting it right back in the offensive zone.
I think you're absolutely right. South Carolina is just off to a rampant start so far. This one goes all the way back to Politis. Auburn will have to come and get it, but South Carolina, of course, ramping up pressure. It gets deflected up and out of play at the 15-16 mark. And Calvin, this South Carolina team, even if they don't have the puck, they love ramping up pressure into their offensive zone, you know, trying to force mistakes from Auburn. And, you know, that sometimes it leads to goals, especially with the way that South Carolina is able to apply that pressure. This is the style they like to play.
Yeah, no, they're just always on an Auburn player, whether they have the puck or not, pushing them back.
Absolutely, and again, up and out of play 3 straight times in the last half minute. But it will be another face-off in the Auburn defensive zone for South Carolina. So we'll get a new puck as that one stuck in the netting. A fan will help him out, and it's a pretty good crowd here at the Plex. You know, Friday night is definitely more of a big attraction, but I tell you what, still a lot of people here to watch some good old-fashioned hockey.
Yeah, man.
Auburn does win the face-off, but again, South Carolina physical up against the boards to try and win it back. And that's what they do right in front of net here. No shot on yet. Auburn does a good job to poke it out of the zone, so South Carolina will have to track the puck down and retouch.
Ooh, nice little move there.
Left an Auburn skater in the dust a little bit there. This is up to Marchella now. He has it on the right face-off circle. Looks like it almost went in.
I'm not sure that didn't go in. I think they're going to say it's a goal.
Get a call. It is a goal. Savario Marchella just fired that into Paulides. They'll say it snuck in the left post. We were waiting on the call there. It looked like it went in from our angle, and it sure did. Marchella picks up his 3rd goal of the season.
I think that was the best pass of the day from Savario Marchella. Just a beautiful job finding the man down the rink and perfect placement right on his stick, able to drive it home. And now the Cox have a nice 3-0 lead. 14:37 left in the first period.
Well, 3-0 lead, and that is all she wrote for Gregory Paulides. 2 saves in, and he's already been pulled in favor of Derek McMaster. As that's not what you want to see if you're an Auburn fan. McMaster with a valiant effort yesterday, but already subbing the goalie this quick in. I think that tells you all you need to know, Calvin.
Yeah, and it's tough because McMaster playing a game yesterday, too, last night. So 2 games in a 24-hour span, and he's not having a fantastic season. 4 losses in 4 games.
Yeah, I know. They've got their work cut out for him now as we're going to await the
I believe they said it's no
here.
goal.
The goal hasn't been updated on the scoreboard, but it did look like it was a goal as, you know, South Carolina celebrated and went right in front of the bench, but
yeah, I think they're going
looks
to
like
say
they're
it's no
going to
goal.
take that away. So, yes, still a 2-0 lead. The goal for Savario Marchella has been disallowed, so it's just a 2-0 lead here, 14-15 left. Not sure exactly what happened, but that won't, you know, change the fact that Derek McMaster is now in net for the Tigers, and South Carolina is still ramping up pressure. Here's Tommy Locken entering the offensive zone. Deeks to his right, backhanded shot, save McMaster. Mulcairn still with it, fires just high. Riccitelli keeps it in. He'll look for a centering pass, pad save McMaster. Fired on again and just havoc right in front of that Auburn goal.
That was a really nice play by Thomas Locken there, able to poke check and keep it in the offensive zone.
So Auburn does finally get it out. They'll go for a line change. But again, South Carolina controls the puck. It's Locken. He's got Finelli to his left. He skates around net. Gets held up a little bit, and Auburn will finally have control of the puck, even if just for a moment. It's Callan Daly. He goes down to ice, wins. Saved by Hayes. This one's going to be a penalty on South Carolina. It's fired near side. South Carolina touches it. And someone will be headed to the box. Getting a little chippy as they got a little close to Mr. Hayes there.
That was an easy call for the ref. I couldn't quite see who it was. I think they're going to call Thomas Locken for the penalty. Just definitely holding them up there, and an easy one for the refs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's Locken headed to the box. Again, it's a 2-0 game. We thought 3-0 looked like a goal. Goal was originally called, then disallowed. So a 2-0 South Carolina lead at the 13-19 minute mark. And it's Callan Daly drawing a penalty and a power play for his squad. Paulides is actually going to come back in net. So we've just got all sorts of changes for Auburn down in the defensive end.
Definitely keeping the goalies fresh.
But South Carolina wins the faceoff, but Auburn keeps it in. Shot deflected in front of net. South Carolina clears.
Yeah, this South Carolina power play unit has been really, really strong this year. Only 2 power play goals against, leading the league.
Yeah, and offensively, they're really good on the power play, but this is more their defensive unit. And I tell you what, they're not afraid to score goals man down. I mean, look at them. They're already pressuring up. If they got a deeper clear, like here's Brendan Flaherty winning it in neutral ice. He's got Scove up there with him, and just like that, 30 seconds is gone. Auburn gets a pass in, right side, deflected wide by Hayes. Flaherty with it now in neutral ice. Racing back are the Tigers. Right face-off circle, Flaherty holds the puck, and he'll just skate around a bit. He's got Connor Berman. Goes all the way back to Scove, and wisely, he'll just take it for a little skate.
That was a nice shot there by Charlie Kemner for Auburn. Couldn't find the net, but good placement and a nice save.
Yeah, good attempt, but this one just launched down nice right at Paulides. Hey, make a save down there. He hasn't been too sharp so far tonight as South Carolina said all the offensive momentum and already under a minute now on the power play.
Yeah, you know you're playing a good team when they have offensive momentum when you're on the power play.
We saw this last night, Calvin. I mean, this South Carolina kill unit is just deadly. As they clear it again, Auburn can't even get in the offensive zone, and it's a minute and a half into the power play.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. Auburn, if they want to get a goal here, they're going to need to do something quick, but here's
They
some
will.
pressure
It's
more by
Colin
South
Reed,
Carolina.
one of the goal scorers. Pressuring. Here's Bonsukin. Gets it to Reed. 20 seconds left now. Wilkins going to track the puck down in the corner, but as again, just nice job to poke that puck away. And Auburn somehow on their heels, even though they're a man up on the ice. 10 seconds and counting on the power play. One more good chance as South Carolina skater will still have to re-enter. Duchamin with it now. He has it, but Reed gets it. Goes to Ryan Good, deflected in front. Josh Wilkins controls, clears. And Gregory Paulides gets his stick to it. Looks like it would have been icing if he didn't do that, but it's now South Carolina with it, deflected across net. Auburn looks to clear, and they will do it at the 11-minute mark. No icing call there. Bonsukin has it. He goes down, but South Carolina controls it. Here comes the re-entry. Pushkar with it now. They will say offsides if just by a hair.
Yeah, that was darn close there. Going to trust the ref's judgment here, but it was definitely 50-50.
Yeah, I think that was Pushkar. Excuse me. No, I think it was Pushkar entering the zone. It might have been Marcella to his right entering just a fraction early. The 10:48 mark, South Carolina leads 2-0. Have had a disallowed goal and a power play kill for the Gamecocks, but team's still looking sharp. Aiden Dunphy with it now, plays it into neutral ice. Good work from Auburn to win that back, but South Carolina does the same. Marcella with it now. He fires. Paulides saves.
You can tell Paulides is definitely starting to get going a little bit. He's had a few shots to his name now and making some nice saves.
Yeah, again, on the two goals, I mean, South Carolina just beautiful passing to kind of get them leaning a little bit as Auburn enters the offensive zone. They'll fire. It's deflected wide. And Aiden Dunphy has the puck in the defensive zone. A guy picked up goal and an assist yesterday and arguably his best game in the Garnet and Black. It's up to Marcella. He's got help centering pass to Berman. Leaves it for Clavin. Good save, Paulides.
Yeah, that was a really nice kick save for Paulides back there.
South Carolina is Auburn skater goes down. They keep it in. A man re-enters from the bench.
Ooh.
Dunphy has it. He goes slipping. Auburn looks to enter the offensive zone. It was Joshua Hockey coming onto the ice, but he'll go right back off.
Josh Hockey.
Almost had a nice play there. Just lost control of it. South Carolina will send it down for Nick Kay. He's got it trapped in that corner, and it's hard for even us to see anything out there, but Kay wins it. Still near side. Will that enter the goal?
South Carolina's saying goal.
You know, we've seen this one before. This one will be a goal.
Wow.
South Carolina finally looks like they will get their third goal here. It looked like it slipped in. All the fans clamored for it, but we couldn't see a thing. And that's going to be Jake Pushkar leading the line as he picks up his fourth goal of the season.
This offensive unit is just so powerful. Already put up 3 goals. Questionably should have been 4. And
yeah, not sure. I want to know why that goal got taken back. Just curious. I mean, we couldn't really see and originally it was called a goal, but officially 3-0 here at the 9:21 mark. Jake Pushkar with the third goal of the night. And, you know, Calvin, I would have liked to bring a little more juice to that, but I didn't know the puck was in the net. Looked like Paulides had it.
It really came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it to trickle in, but sometimes for the goalie, it's just tough to get a glove on it and drives home.
Sure is. Pineda has it. Paulides has to slide and make another good save, and he's just been on his heels all night. Auburn finally enters the offensive zone once more. It's Runchi. He'll look for a cross-ice pass. Actually, really nice. Just couldn't find anyone on the receiving end. Pushkar moves to his left, leaves it for his pal
nice hit
Pineda.
there.
It's kind of lost in the South Carolina offensive zone. Auburn finally reclaims, and just like that, they lose it. It's Callan Daly Tries to take on 5 skaters and just gets clotheslined by Ben Riccitelli.
Oh, I think that's a bad call. Riccitelli wasn't even looking at him. He skated into Riccitelli, and now they're going to throw him in the box for something. I think that's very, very questionable from the referees.
Yeah, not quite sure why. I mean, he tried to take on the whole defense. It's going to be another power play for Auburn.
Yeah, and Callan Daly is an aggressive skater. You know, he's looking to go through you, not around.
I mean, you got to give him credit. I mean,
Oh,
just
absolutely.
taking on everybody. He wins his team a power play, and if they can make this a 2-goal game, that'd be huge for the Tigers. But last time out, their power play unit did not look good, and immediately South Carolina clears. Politis has it in the crease. He'll play it out to Duchemin. Tommy Locken in pursuit. A super quick skater. And, aggressiveness is just really his MO as that goes up and out of play.
Yeah, you're talking about aggressiveness. Tommy Locken there, blocking the pass, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, 14 seconds into this power play. It's been all South Carolina so far. Calvin, what does Auburn have to do to try and at least claw one back here?
Well, I think they just got to throw shots at the net. They're getting a few close opportunities. You saw a pass in front of the net where no one was home. And just making sure you're positioning yourself right to set yourself up so off a rebound you can knock one in and get on the scoreboard.
And yesterday they scored their 2 goals off not necessarily rebounds, but tough deflections. A couple skaters get tangled up, but no arms being raised. It's almost a deflection own goal there from Auburn, but it just goes over the head of Politis. It's almost a diving block there from South Carolina, but Auburn 3-on-3. Hayes in net. Fired glove save, Hayes. That's only his 6th save of the night, so he hasn't really been tested so far. I would say all of them have been relatively easy.
Yeah, no, sometimes for a goalie, it's good to just have those lighter games where you don't get as much action. Those honestly might be some of your worst games, too, because then when you finally start facing some good shots, you're not as prepared for it. But Hayes has been making all the saves he should so far and keeping a goose egg on the board for Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, Auburn just hasn't really been able to set up, not even with a power play. That one's a dangerous clearance left in the slot. South Carolina has it. That's Enzo Finelli. Had a great game last night. Still with it. And Auburn just looking to, get their skates under him here. South Carolina has just not let off the gas pedal.
I was very, very close to being an offsides for Auburn.
Runchie has it on the boards. Actually, Flaherty takes it. It's a 2-on-1 for South Carolina. He'll fake shot, almost gets it behind Politis. That would have been sweet.
Yeah, he kind of whiffed on that one there, had a good shot opportunity, missed it, but then almost set up an opportunity for Politis, who slid forward, and behind him no one was there.
And then South Carolina, again, the dump and chase, even while they're down a man. Tommy Marvin now with it in neutral ice, 25 seconds left on the power play. And Bonsukin there just going to slow down the pace, sub a couple guys on. Auburn not even pursuing. They just wasted 10 seconds of their power play here as Josh Hockey deflects that clearance from Bonsukin, but it goes right back to him. 10 seconds left. It's chipped into neutral ice. Auburn re-enters with Ryan Good. The defenseman makes a move. It's snuffed out. There's the second successful kill for South Carolina.
Yeah, that was a questionable play there for Auburn. I believe it was Ryan Good who was skating in and just try to go through 3 defenders at that point in the power play. When you only got a few seconds left, just get a shot on net when you can. Don't try and deke out 3 guys.
Absolutely. Pineda with it now against the boards. Josh Hockey has it. Pineda finds it again. Great pass from Pushkara just wide of Gregory Politis. Kay's going to have it now for the Gamecocks. Makes a nice move, has it right face-off circle, backhanded pass. Pineda can't quite control it, but he'll fight for it. Josh Hockey able to get it past the line. You're going to hear me say Josh Hockey every time you touch the puck. I mean, how sick of a name is that?
I mean, you kind of got to play hockey if your name's Josh Hockey.
Yeah, I mean, he slams into the boards there wildly. But South Carolina going to re-enter now. It's Jake Pushkar. He's got Tommy Marvin, almost a 1-2 there. That would have been a sweet give and go, but unable to connect. Duchemin cleared that as South Carolina looks to re-enter, but the Tigers win it back. It's going to be them entering the zone. It's Brooks Franklin. He's clamored against the boards. And it's just been all South Carolina. Here's Marcello with it to his right. He's got Clavin. He finds him. Shot deflected. Franklin with it now. Gets it forward. Duchemin. He gets it over to Landon Pats. Pats just gets hammered against the boards. They're going to call a face-off here.
Yeah, if we're looking at time of possession in this game, Auburn is not winning that stat.
And I tell you what, it might be 4-1. Like, it's not even remotely close. As even in their own defensive zone, they can't buy the time of day in there.
Yeah, when they get possession, they do not keep it for long because they're immediately just being swarmed by a whole flock of Gamecocks.
They really are. Shot, save. Stick side by Zach Hayes. A nice play there from Auburn, trying something a little quick off the face-off win. I really like it, but again, just can't get by Zach Hayes in net and really are using all their energy to defend this South Carolina onslaught.
Well, we saw them do that a little bit towards the start of the game, and they got a few quick shots, especially off the face-off. And I think if they can try and get back to that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Here's Drew Henderson with it. He'll fire on. Politis gloves it after it took a deflection. And at the 4:30 mark, South Carolina has already jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Your goal scorers tonight, Carson Scove, the 17:54 mark. Colin Reed at 17:32, and at 9:21, it's Jake Pushkar. Again, one by Savario Marcello was disallowed. Originally thought it was a goal, but it was not to be. As South Carolina wins the faceoff, and they've still got it. Here's Dunphy. He fires, goes wide of the net. South Carolina still with it. Centering pass, doesn't find a sick, but a crafty move there.
Yeah, I really like what he was trying to do there.
Tigers enter, backhanded shot, saved by Hayes. It's a nice job there. I believe that was Mantville. The backhanded effort just couldn't get enough on it. Fired to goal. Hayes deflects it up. And South Carolina able to get off to the races again. Riggins with it now. Loses it in that right face-off circle, but they're able to keep it in. That's Dunphy. Deflected on. Scove chasing it down. Drew Henderson with a nice block to allow him to get through, but nice stick work there from Caleb Patillo. We're gonna have a call here. You know what? Might be a tripping call on Carson Scove. Maybe Patillo went flying there. I was more looking at Zach Hayes coming out for the clearance, but nonetheless, it's going to be the third power play of the night for the Tigers, and maybe the third time's the charm, because so far, South Carolina has dominated even in the power play kill situation.
Yeah, we're seeing them in the Auburn zone offensively during their power play down a man. That does not matter for South Carolina. Continuing to keep pressure on offense, getting shots on net.
Auburn does win the faceoff. I'd like to see him actually try and set up and move the puck around. South Carolina's been so relentless that Auburn hadn't even been able to slow it down and work it across.
Yeah, you can see it right there. He's just trying to get around the boards.
And they can't even navigate the boards as Wilkins has it. He'll send it down. Daly misplays it, and that's going to be Tommy Locken in pursuit. Ooh. Whiffs on the big hit there that might have actually killed Daly. Locken's a big guy, and Daly, not the biggest, is definitely offsides there. TJ Runchie just went a hair too early.
Well, I think what Auburn needs to start trying to do is get the puck out quicker, whether it's a shot on net or finding an open man. They're hanging on to it too long because South Carolina's just swarming them every inch of this rink.
You know, it's like basketball. If you hold on to the ball in a press situation, they're going to tie it up every time or you're going to lose it. Auburn needs to pass the puck a lot quicker because South Carolina right now is just winning whenever they can get in close.
I mean, even when they are getting it out fairly quickly, South Carolina's just right on them. So if they can find a way to get a quicker paced offense and get some passes out, get some shots on net, then I think they'll start finding some success offensively.
Yeah, and we saw South Carolina commit some errant passes in their own defensive zone. That's kind of how Auburn made their living yesterday. It's Mulcairn with a nice clearance, but he's actually got Tommy Locken all the way down there, cherry picking, if you will. He's got it behind the Auburn net, but it's one back by the Tigers, already under a minute left to go in their third power play of the night.
Defense is doing just fine. Why not try a little cherry pick?
Yeah, that's right. Shot fired on. Hayes gloves it easily. That's his 10th of the night. 2:25 left in the period. 48 seconds left on the power play. Again, the Gamecocks lead 3-0. Auburn's going to make some subs, and wisely so. I mean, those guys are tired just really playing defense today.
Yeah, every second of this game has just been Carolina getting pressure on the Tigers, whether it's center ice and even in their own zone. Can't get anything offensively going.
Yeah, it's not been great for the Tigers in the offensive end. Zach List is going to pin this against the board and just chew some clock here. The Tigers are able to get it away from him, but at what cost? slapped on, deflected by the Gamecock.
Ooh.
Flaherty almost messed that one up. They try and go wrap around Hayes, but he'll cover it up and getting physical in front of the goalie. It's Landon Pats. Flaherty gets into it with him. Got some jersey grabbing right in front. It, reminds us of the youth hockey game we saw before. I mean, me and Calvin were absolutely astonished. These, 10-year-old kids swinging sticks, punches. It was insane.
I mean, it's a big fight when the goalie's getting involved and a play in front of the net. We're just seeing some kids going haywire at each
stick
other.
getting used like an axe. I mean, it was crazy. Not quite that bad here in the College Hockey South. They've got a little bit more class than the 10-year-olds.
For sure. Well, you are definitely seeing some frustration out of Auburn, losing big last night and just getting trounced again today.
Absolutely. 10 seconds and counting on the power play. They'll look to re-enter one more time. It's Pats. He's going to hold up play. I think wisely, slap shot attempt saved by Hayes, but that was actually a good Auburn chance. Nonetheless, it's Colin Reed out on the rush. He's got a man to his left, unable to find him, but the puck's still hanging around.
Yeah, Auburn's been playing their best hockey in the past minute or so, getting some passing opportunities and shooting from the blue line with their defenders. I think that's what they got to start trying to do because it's giving them some open opportunities in front of the net off the rebound.
Yeah, landed Pats wisely. Instead of just firing, into a line of defenders, actually slowed down and passed back. Saved by Patillo. He covers up on the shot.
That's a really nice play by Patillo. Clean that up. Make sure no rebound available.
Excuse me, Politis, not Patillo. There's it's a defender, Patillo, goalie, Politis.
There we go.
But again,
Politis on the side.
Politis, he did let that one slip by him. Other than that, I think he's had an all right game. I mean, the South Carolina team is no joke. They've just peppered him all day long.
I was thinking the exact same thing, Spencer. I'm not quite sure what happened on that third goal and that mystery third goal that was a goal or wasn't a goal.
Yeah.
But, those first two plays were just really, really nice shots.
Yeah, I mean, when you make the extra pass, as Riggins does whiff on that one, just jumped his stick a little bit. Under a minute now in period one. But again, Politis has done pretty well with the easy ones except for that third goal scored by Jake Pushkar. South Carolina is going to look to re-enter here. It's Colin Reed in neutral ice. He's got Riggins to his right. That might be the man to watch. He's calling for it, and they will say just offside for the Gamecocks. So with 32.5 left to go, going to get a line change and do a face-off.
It looks like the puck
Neutral
trickled
ice.
just past the blue line. Unfortunate break there for South Carolina, trying to knock one more in with 32.5 seconds left.
Yeah, one thing about this team is they don't stop attacking. That is the style that they play, and I tell you what, it breeds for exciting hockey as Marvin sends that around the boards. Auburn looks to get it out of their own zone and just leave here with a 3-0 game. They actually have a 3-on-2 rush here. Daly with it now. Great play. Tommy Locking gets back, got that stick in there, and avoided what would have been an easy shot for Callan Daly. Great pass. Runchi sails it as that was their best opportunity of the period.
Yeah, he had that top right corner wide open.
As Auburn will just pass it around back to kill time. As goodness, Calvin, that would have been a huge moment for them if they could have gone into the second period break at 3-1 instead of 3-0. You feel a lot better about that, but so far it was all South Carolina. What'd you like from the team in Garnet and Black?
I mean, like we've been saying all night, the offense has just been constantly in pressuring Auburn and staying in the offensive zone, getting shots on net, scoring opportunities. But one thing we really haven't been talking about is some great goalie play by Zach Hayes today. He's got 10, 11 shots, you said, and he saved every one.
12 saves so far is what I've got him marked as. A couple double saves, but again, nothing hard really coming his way.
Yeah, a few tricky shots towards the end, a few shots off the face-off, but he's making all the saves he should, and if he keeps doing that, even if South Carolina starts to slow down a little bit, which we know they won't, then they should be setting sail for another great victory here today.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Serwa is going to go have a little chat with him, just telling him, hey, keep up the great work. You start a period, and you finish it 3-0. We'll be right back after about a 10-15 minute break for period 2. Stick with us here on Student Gamecock Television. And we are back for the second period here at the Plex. Again, I'm Spencer Ball, joined by Calvin DeLude. Again, the Gamecocks lead 3-0 right here. As the puck's about to drop Calvin, what are you looking to see in the second period from either squad?
For the Cox, it's really just rinse and repeat. Do the exact same thing you did in the first period. They dominated in all aspects of the game, so just got to keep that up. For Auburn, really got to try and position themselves better offensively because they've had a few opportunities with open pucks in front of the net and no one was home.
I think you're right. I think Auburn also needs to look to maybe make an extra pass here. They're a little too one-dimensional offensively, just kind of firing without, much direction. First off, they haven't made Hayes do anything too difficult except for in that last minute. Again, the Gamecocks are ramping up the pressure. Callan Daly makes a nice move, plays it off the boards, and races down to get that puck. He's got Runchie centered up. He'll skate around, look for a shot, either off Hayes or the post there, but either way, it won't go in, and South Carolina back in pursuit. Auburn re-enters the zone. Just going to hold up Mulcairn there. Either way, South Carolina comes away with the puck as they'll look to enter the zone. This time it's Riccitelli. He fires, just kind of whiffs on it, but it goes off against the glass. Wilkins has it. They play it up to Duchemin. He gets it to Pats. They'll play it towards Hayes. He just knocks it to the side as Auburn gets a couple subs. Some fresh skaters on, and the Gamecocks clear it with ease. It's a good pass over to Tommy Locken. Makes a move, but it's a good stick play there from Charlie Kemner to kind of stifle that quick play. This one played off the boards here. It's going to be, thought it was a penalty on Auburn there for a second. Zach List has it. He'll play it around the boards. Colin Reed goes to grab. Slapped on. Good save there from Politis.
That was a very nice save there by Politis. A hard shot from the blue line and able to wrap it up, hold on to it, and now we got a deep face-off.
That was a nice shot. That was Flaherty who just fired it on goal. Thought the official was signaling for a penalty there. We saw his arm raised, but I'm not quite sure what that was for. But again, everything's the same here. We're even strength. Flaherty fires again to keep it in. That's a great play from him. Colin Reed, one of the goal scorers tonight, sends it to the glass. Scove physically wins it. Reed now right next to goal, unable to get anything on. Nice move as Zach List calling for it. The lefty fires, deflected just a little high. Nice play there from Scove. It's kept in. South Carolina again as Auburn can't get out of their defensive zone, and they send the puck, but nobody there to receive it. Reed enters. He's got 4 Gamecocks now. It's that one just an errant pass, a little behind Flaherty, but again, no harm, no foul. Zach List will just skate back as Auburn makes a line change.
Spencer, there's been one name we've been saying a lot on this offensive possession for the Gamecocks, and that's Scove. Scove has been putting on a lot of pressure here. He made a really nice play behind the net, able to get past some defenders, and doing a good job keeping the foot on the gas.
Nice centering pass there from Auburn as they've had a couple attempts like that, but Gamecocks with it now, and you're right. Scove has been a menace. The first goal scorer tonight. Gamecocks enter the zone. Riggins has it, just loses it, but nice job, Flaherty, keeping it in. Even better stick play there by Tinchert to win it. South Carolina with it now in the neutral zone. It's Nick Kay with it. He's got Pushkar to his left. Kay has it, looks for a centering pass. Marvin now with it. Bonsukin keeps it in. He'll fire just a little high of Politis. Ryan Good went falling and gave Bonsukin just a free line of sight there to goal.
Ronan Mulcairn made a really nice play there on defense for Auburn, able to get it out.
This one's fired forward. Jake Pushkar has it. Good interception there from Ryan Good just to try and work it forward for Auburn. But again, this Gamecock pressure. It's Nick Kay in the offensive zone already. Still has the puck skating through 3 defenders. Fires Pineda onto goal. It's deflected before it gets there. Pushkar still with it. Marvin tries to keep it in, just unable to, but a good job to keep it away from Callan Daly.
I liked everything about that pass from Nick Kay. Open man in the slot. Fires a shot off and just can't get it in the net.
Yeah, it was a really impressive job escaping 3 defenders to even make an attempt out of that one as Pushkar is pinned against the glass by Runchie. Good play, fire. Saved by Hayes. An easy glove save, and that's kind of all he's been asked to do so far tonight, and he's been really, really good at it. That was Colin Dube with the shot.
When your defense is having a good game in front of you, it's nice to have those easier games as a goalie. And
you've
really
got a 3-goal lead.
Absolutely,
You make a mistake, and
it's great to have that wiggle room.
yeah, absolutely. Daly, they win the faceoff and fire. Auburn, really nice job there, but Hayes, there he makes an excellent double save to protect the clean sheet so far. But that's one thing we talked about in the first period, the quick plays off the faceoff wins for Auburn.
Yeah, that's when they're playing their best hockey, is when they're coming out fast right out of the faceoff.
Gamecocks win this one, and they'll get off and run, and Berman just loses it, but they'll re-enter the zone with Marcella, I believe. Dunphy, the defender, now with it, fires. Politis will just cover up. It'll be a face-off in the offensive zone for South Carolina. 15:27 left here in the second period. I think Auburn's come out and looked like a much better hockey team so far.
I couldn't agree with you more there, Spencer. They're getting some pressure, getting some good shot opportunities, and it hasn't been all Gamecocks on offense. It's definitely been a healthy mix of both.
I definitely agree with that. They're doing a good job of trying to become better passers instead of just giving Hayes easy shots to glove. Big hit there as Dunphy and Brooks Franklin get into it. Hayes wisely comes out of his crease to collect that and makes a nice sliding save as Auburn tried to catch him as he was heading back in. It was Patillo that fired that one. South Carolina with it now will enter the zone. Clavin fights off 2 defenders, skates around back. He's got Dunphy here near side. He'll choose the far side defender. Back to Clavin. Centering pass. Doesn't find anybody. Auburn now racing forward with it. They'll just play it back. Zach Hayes, aggressive in net. I like that. He comes out and tries to make a heads-up pass. No icing called. Marcella has it. Teams are just going back and forth right now. It's Dunphy now racing back as the Gamecocks going to plan a re-entry into that zone. Dunphy with it. Wisely gets around the defender. Centering pass. Diving defender made that hard, but Marcella still with it behind net.
Plays with a nice play, sticking his stick out there, able to disrupt the puck.
Finelli now fires. Save Patillo. Excuse me, Politis. I mess up those P's. Salatis. 2 skaters come to the ground. It's Landon Pats and George Clavin there.
Politis is looking a lot better in this second period. He's making some tough saves. Gamecocks are getting really good shots off right now, but able to hug in that post right there, made a nice save on his knees, and doing a good job so far here 6 minutes into the second period.
Yeah, he has been. He's been quite good except for that one mistake against Pushkar, and again, the disallowed goal wasn't very good either, but it got disallowed, so we can forget all about it. Mulcairn now with it in the defensive zone as Auburn kind of ramping up the pressure themselves now, something we did not see in the first period. South Carolina now gets it to Richitelli. He'll enter. He's got Finelli to his left. They'll actually have to touch up. Finelli just went a little early. Auburn will just elect to clear and launch a puck into the South Carolina bench over there. 13:45 left in the second.
That was a smart play there by Richitelli, avoiding the offsides call. He had 2 of his teammates in the offensive zone before he got there, so able to hold up and then dump it in, and now they're going to get a face-off.
They sure are. We're waiting for the Tigers to make a sub, and who else but Josh Hockey coming into the game? Come on. Here you go, pal. He's not going to be on the face-off, though. That is going to be Gavin Cronin for the Tigers. For the Gamecocks, it's Josh Wilkins. Cronin wins this one.
There's Josh Hockey. Oh, sorry, that's not
They're
Josh
off
Hockey.
to the races. Here he is now. He'll apply the pressure to Zach Hayes, who plays it around the boards, and it goes up and through the netting out of play. 13:35 now left in the second. So far, it's been a real back-and-forth period. Which team do you think is going to score first here in the second?
I mean, with the pattern we've been seeing today, most likely it's going to be South Carolina. Hayes is putting on a really impressive performance, and he's got a clean sheet on the line, so you know he's playing with that in mind.
I think you're right. I mean, if you're looking at it, they've had the more promising attempts. I think Auburn has looked much better. They're going to have to. I think they're going to have to just put one in the back of the net to prove it to us that they can score, and I mean, prove it to themselves. Really, it'd be a huge momentum boost to make it a 3-1 game. You know, some say that that's the most dangerous lead in hockey, Calvin.
Yeah, we do not like the 2-goal lead in hockey.
So they're Going to have a little stick change here from Callan Daly. Gamecocks win the faceoff, and they're able to corral it after. Launch forward, that was a great pass as they'll race down, avoid icing. Tommy Locken centering pass just a little in front of Wilkins. Richatelli keeps it in. Callan Daly, it took a deflection. Now he might have a one-on-one here with Hayes. Hayes comes out to meet him. Daly slots it bottom right. The Tigers do scratch one back here, as now the Gamecocks lead 3-1. And this weekend, it was finally Daly's turn, as you know, he has been easily, I think, their best player. Finally shows up in the stat sheet.
Yeah, I made jinx the Gamecocks a little bit there, but on this Auburn squad, who else but Callan Daly did net the first goal today? He's been playing outstanding, a lot of pressure, a lot of really aggressive plays, and he's just all around a great skater and a great player and deserving of this goal tonight.
He is. You know, it was the Gamecocks looking for a pass back to get it to one of their defenders on the blue line. Took a deflection off somebody, not quite sure who, but Daly was ready for it. And he's easily the quickest skater on this Tigers team, gets way out in front of everybody else. Hayes kind of left the crease to come out to meet him, and Daly just snuck it past him. Glove side, bottom right. Beautiful shot from him. 3-1 game. That one takes a deflection. Stays in the zone here as List fires. Paulides saves his 5th of the second period.
Good response there for South Carolina. You know, let up a goal, and they immediately come out and then start playing aggressive offense again, getting a few shots on net, and Paulides able to keep it out.
Yeah, one thing they can't do is become too complacent, you know. Auburn is still a good hockey team. It's the College Hockey South. It's AAU Division I hockey, and that's something you cannot forget, as every team that's in this league is here for a reason. South Carolina just needs to keep applying pressure, and their offense has shown they can do it. They have it behind net now. Slap shot.
Ooh, broken
List
stick.
just snaps the stick right there, but it's going to be a 2-on-1 for Auburn. Duchemin with it, but what a play from Brendan Flaherty just to poke it and allow Zach List to kind of recover. They'll take a stick from somebody as the Gamecocks are back at it again. Nice deep backhanded shot, knocked wide by Paulides. Almost a backhanded goal there. Would have been very nice. Scove deflects it, keeps it in. Fired on, Paulides saves. That was John Riggins. I mean, who else but, you know, Riggins to break out the nifty maneuvers there. Paulides, though, with 2 good saves.
And talking about John Riggins' hat trick last night and playing a good game so far again today. With great opportunity there, able to keep possession for South Carolina. But Paulides, like we said, he's looking a lot better in this second period, making some saves and keeping Auburn in this competition.
I think you're right. You know, Riggins hasn't shown up in the goal column today, but he has at least 1 assist. And I remember that pass to Colin Reed was excellent. Went coast to coast with it, got it to Reed. Paulides will just cover up on a weak shot. South Carolina, they were really good in the face-offs yesterday. Been maybe not quite as good tonight, but I would still say they have won the majority of them, as this one poked forward, but South Carolina will control it. Bonsukin with it. It's deflected again, and looks like Auburn's going to be off to the races. It's Mantville. Hayes with a big-time save, as that was a golden opportunity for Auburn to make it a 1-goal hockey game.
Yeah, outstanding play there by Zach Hayes, just trusting his positioning, understanding that he's covering the net the best he can, and just sticking to it. Good shot, but able to cover it right up immediately.
Again, it was a deflected pass, and Thomas Mantville was left 1-on-1 with Hayes last time. That went the way of the Tigers. They win the face-off now, but South Carolina just steals the puck from them. They get it forward quick. They'll enter the zone. That's Marco Pineda. Makes Worcester fall and look a little silly. Pishkar now gets it over to Marvin. Draws it back. Pishkar. Cross-ice pass. Couldn't find Bonsukin. Pineda does a good job just tying up the sticks there. Puck launched into the Auburn bench. Hopefully, looks like everyone's okay there, but that one head level.
Yeah, no, it hit Callan Daly, actually. Hit him.
Take out your best player. That's not what you want to do.
Looks like he's coming out on the rink. Seems to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. As 11:33 left, Auburn, the team that strikes first in the second, you know, of course, in your first broadcast for SGTV, you got to curse cock hockey at least one time.
Yeah, no, I apologize to Zach Hayes as a former goalie myself. Definitely didn't mean to do you dirty there.
Hey, he's still been really great tonight. You can't ask him to save a one-on-one opportunity twice. He went 1 for 2. can't be too upset about that. Auburn with it now as they'll look for a deflection. Runchi with it. Missed goal. It was still wide, but Auburn now showing a little offense here is something we didn't see for about 20 minutes in the first period. So they'll send it around. Runchi is going to be collapsed on by two Gamecocks as they'll look to clear it this time. Runchi plays it off the boards. Daly plays it into the center. Connor Berman has it. Auburn able to keep it in, but they've got no one on the receiving end. Tommy Marvin now sends it behind Politis. Berman chasing. He knocks it down, and the Gamecocks aren't able to keep it in, and Auburn don't quite have numbers, but they're moving forward pretty quick. Offsides on Auburn as they moved a little too quickly for their own good. Runchi entered the zone a little too late as Dew beat him there.
If I'm in the South Carolina club right now, I'm thinking we got to score soon because they're keeping Auburn in this game. And like we said, the 2-goal lead in hockey is always a scary sight to see. So they really got to try net one soon, get momentum back their way because Auburn is playing really good hockey right now, especially offensively.
They are, and, you know, on the defensive end, Politis has looked really good so far in the second. And that's something South Carolina certainly wants to try and, change as Auburn, again, still in the attacking end. Nice between-the-legs pass. Hayes, great play with the stick, but it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, that's textbook right there. You can't really argue that one.
Not sure if that was on Hayes or another defender, but either way, it's going to be a tripping call there. And Calvin, it's a golden opportunity for the Tigers now. I mean, South Carolina's going to go a man down. The kill's been excellent, but when you ask a team to do it 4 times and not let up a goal, that's pretty tough, as it's going to be Josh Wilkins headed to the box.
Yeah, the penalties have definitely been a problem for South Carolina this year. They lead the South in penalty minutes. And right now, their 4th penalty kill of the night. They got to do their best to keep Auburn out of the net because if they can get a goal here, it's a completely different game.
Yeah, and South Carolina's not a stranger to the penalty box. They have
absolutely
been either first or second in penalty minutes, I think, every year since I've been here, and that's now 4. I'm an old man, Calvin. I've seen,
You've seen all the sides?
I've seen a decent bit of cock hockey play, and they're not afraid to, get physical, and sometimes it's a little boneheaded, but I think that one just unfortunately tripped. Massive hit there. Goodness, Ryan Good goes flying on the hit.
That is how you get momentum back your way, especially on the penalty kills, a big hit like that.
And that was Tommy Locken just cross-checking him. Another big hit. Ryan Good, they've got a target on his back. As the Tigers enter the zone, it's Tommy Locken again. Hayes with a nice pad save, and the Gamecocks looking to clear. It's kept in the zone. It's going to be launched down, and the Gamecocks have multiple men open. Here's Enzo Finelli. Great pass to stay onside. And they'll just take it back. Aiden Dunphy now. Great play there from Hayes, though. That was a dangerous opportunity with Locken so far forward. They almost got caught on the back end. Him and Ryan Good are going at it again. Good enters the zone. He'll dodge another hit, but he loses the puck. In doing so, Daly skates around. The bodies are flying right now. Daly gets it to his left. That's Runchi. He fires, deflected high. And off the board, South Carolina might have a chance to give forward, and they sure do. Here's John Riggins. Keeps it himself. He's got Scove in front of him. Fires. Politis deflects it high. Good save there. Here comes Auburn. They'll slow it down in the neutral zone. Nice pass to find Daly. He has it. Shots deflected before it gets anywhere. Poked on. Hayes covers up. That's one of those, we saw for South Carolina, that play in front of net. Leaked one past Politis, but Hayes, very quick reflexes to nab that out of the air.
Yeah, those bouncing pucks are always a scary sight to see for a goaltender, but able to just stay strong and cover it up right there. Great play there by Zach Hayes. He's been doing it all night.
Great physical play from Tommy Locken, applying some hits and pressure down ice to, make it hard for the Auburn Tigers. But again, I think this has easily been their best power play of the night. And again, it's the best they've looked all night. Daly fires quick off a face-off win. Hayes, good pad save there. 10 seconds left now on the power play. Auburn skates around back with it. Gets it over to Runchi, a goal scorer last night. Patillo fires on, deflected up. Doesn't go in. That one very dangerous. South Carolina does complete their 4th kill of the night. And now they'll enter the zone with Colin Reed. Daly wins it, though. And once he gets going, he is moving. Dube to his right. It's going to be wide right as he missed the goal. Patillo keeps it on. for the Tigers. Daly spinning shot as he gets taken down. Loses his stick in the process. Pushkar now a goal scorer tonight. So Auburn has kind of got some momentum here. And they look right now for the first time tonight like the better hockey team.
I couldn't agree with you more there, Spencer. They're playing really, really strong hockey right now. And South Carolina, like I said, they got to try and get a goal soon, get some momentum their way. That penalty kill was definitely a big boost for them, but they got a net one here because Auburn's keeping the pressure on, the foot on the gas.
Some good passes. It's 4-on-2 for South Carolina. Pinedo's slap shot just didn't quite hit it right. Reed with it now behind net. Pineda near side just missed the right edge of goal.
We've seen a few of those tonight, just barely missing shots or awkward shots off the stick, and South Carolina needs to try and get a few more sound shots on net.
They do, but again, those are good chances. This one missing. Auburn skater Marcella skates down, no icing. He'll race around. South Carolina's going to have a line change, so he'll just buy time. Cross-ice pass, great one actually for a fresh skater. Fired on, Berman couldn't connect on the far post. Great opportunity, and Marcella made that happen. Clavin with it now, dispossessed right next to goal. Good stick work from an Auburn defender. List is going to send that one forward, stays in by just the top of the glass. 6.5 left to go in the second. We've got some high-powered action now.
Yeah, there's Connor Berman in the mix there. He was the one open in front of that net, just couldn't quite get a stick out and try and get a tip on it.
Here's List. He fires, looks for a deflection. Clavin couldn't find the other end. Flaherty slaps it forward. Berman has it behind net. He'll get it back to Zach List. Over to Flaherty. Auburn with the pressure. It's a center ice pass. Gamecocks do keep it in. Great play from Zach List using his body. He just got thin on the side of the board and kept it in. Clavin deflected it. Duchesne looked to get off and running, but forgot that the puck wasn't at the end of his stick.
Yeah, Duchesne throwing a little hands out there, getting very aggressive on the South Carolina team.
Flaherty with it. Nice deke. Just shoves off Duchesne. Too physical. Looks for a center ice pass, but it took a deflection. First key interception from Flaherty. He fires on. Just wide of net from Clavin. He gets another chance. Can't find it. Auburn yet to clear. Just slips past Zach List as Auburn just escaped as it looked like the Gamecocks were sure to score, but they re-enter the zone. Fire, save, Politis. List with it now, left face-off circle, up and out of play, and finally, I'll take a breath, and so will the skaters as both teams going to get well-deserved line changes.
That's the best hockey we've seen from South Carolina this period, getting a lot of pressure, but Politis staying strong in net. He's making some really, really good saves here and keeping Auburn in this game.
Absolutely, and that was, you know, I mentioned it when it happened, but that interception from Flaherty, if that got past him, it was another one-on-one. It was Mantville with the pressure there, and if he didn't stop that, I mean, it would have been him and Hayes and another one-on-one. You know, that's the kind of the fallback playing this offensive brand of hockey. If it gets past you, you're vulnerable defensively with so many guys forward, and Auburn will win the puck back, try to get forward. It's Runchie and Daly to his left. Dube, he'll get it. He'll leave it for Daly, actually. Look for a centering pass. It takes a deflection and goes wide. South Carolina, they've got numbers. Here's Tommy Locken. Two guys to his left. Gets it to Marvin. Can't field it cleanly. Runchie there to save the day for Auburn. Daly wins it. Von Sukin just a little off balance. Good save by Hayes just with the body. And a great play there to get in the way of Colin Duber. He would have had another clear shot. Pinned against the boards is a Gamecock skater. He goes down and Locken is hurt. Here's Tommy Marvin. They're going to blow that one dead, and believe that's Tommy Locken, who's still down, grabbing at that knee.
Yeah, that is Tommy Locken. He seems to be in a good amount of pain here.
Yeah, the trainers are going to walk out to him, hoping that he's okay, but pinned up against the glass. That's a really dangerous play like that, just right at center ice on that far side. He took a big hit, but he is up, and we'll get to the bench hopefully to get looked at, but, you know, the crowd will cheer, and thankfully he's able to get up, you know.
Yeah. No, I don't think there was any malice on the Auburn side. Just a good hit up against the boards and landed on the knee a little bit funny, and I think he's just going to try and stretch it out a little bit right now.
Yeah, with the way that Locken plays, he plays just like a speeding bullet. I mean, he is everywhere. He plays the game fast and physical. When you do that, when you take a hit, you know, you feel it probably all the more.
Yeah, he's a lot like Callan Daly in that respect, and we've definitely seen Daly take some hits tonight.
Yeah,
So Locken getting his due.
Yeah, again, hopefully he's okay. 4:34 left in the second period. After our best stretch of back-and-forth hockey, you know, that was the most, I would say, competitive hockey we've seen all night, as both teams just going at it. It's a lot of fun. Riggins wins the faceoff after going down to the ground to get it. Politis will just cover that up as Scove just put it on net.
Smart play by Politis there. Don't force anything. Hang on to it. Get a nice little face-off.
Yeah, you know, he didn't have too many defenders around him, so I think just find himself a little time there.
Yeah.
Face-off. It's going to be glove side to Politis on that right face-off circle. Fired on, takes a deflection wide. Tommy Marvin now with it on the near side glass. Auburn looks for a clear. Bonsukin keeps it in. Gets it up to Colin Reed. Riggins tries to win it behind net, unable to do so. Scove in pursuit. Gamecocks have it now. Riggins. He's got Marvin on this near side. Those two have combined for 8 points last night. Bonsukin just misses on a long shot. That would have been a nice one. Marvin to Bonsukin. Fires on, almost finds Riggin right in front of goal. That was a nice move there from South Carolina, who still have it in the offensive zone. Auburn, though, fighting very valiantly here. It's deflected away from Scove. He gets it across ice. Bonsukin keeps it in. Looks for Riggins' back post. Can't find a good job there from Marvin just to get a stick to that and keep the pressure on. Official gets in the way. Marvin cuts off a pass, tries to get it. Glove side to Politis. He's still holding on to it. He will have to touch up, though. Good pressure.
Yeah, that was
number
Will
19.
Condon right there.
Yeah, really nice, just applying something. Leaves it for Scove here, fires just right of goal. That was a great pass there from Riggins just to leave it. This one sent up and out of play there by the Gamecocks. Bonsukin just couldn't keep that one down. 3 minutes on the nose here left in period number 2. It's 3-1 here as Auburn scored the only goal at the 13-16 mark, and it was Callan Daly. We've seen some good hockey now, aren't we, Calvin?
Yeah, it's definitely been a more competitive game in this second period. First one was all Gamecocks, but here's Auburn putting up a goal, like you said, Callan Daly with a nice shot there. And South Carolina got to try and be a little more sound with the puck on the stick. They're having a few bouncing passes, shots that aren't coming clean off the stick, and losing some scoring opportunities because of it. But in that possession there where they had a few sound shots on net, they looked good, and it was because they were keeping possession and keeping the puck sound.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to give Politis a lot of credit, but the Auburn defense as a whole has looked a lot better here. Might see a penalty here. And that's a kicker. Drew Henderson heads to the box for South Carolina. Again, 4 successful kills so far for the Gamecocks, but this is the best Auburn has looked all night, and then you give them a chance to go a man up. It's very dangerous here.
We saw them get pretty close on a few of those opportunities on the last power play this period. And if Auburn can keep that momentum, it's definitely leaning more towards South Carolina's way in the past few minutes, but a power play can just bring them right back in this thing with 2:50 left.
Sure can. Interesting to see kind of how Auburn is going to play this one. Again, they've been a lot better when they, try and intercept those Gamecock passing lanes, get out and use their speed with Callan Daly. He's been kind of the engine of this offense, if you will. It's a nice play, keeps it in for Auburn, but now Pushkar gets up ahead, fakes a shot, goes left, sees a left-handed guy. Josh Hockey deflects off him, and South Carolina will just pass it back, kill some more time already, 20 seconds gone. They'll launch it forward for Nick Kay.
Wow, what a
Beautiful pass. He has it now. He's got Pushkar, gets it through the legs of the defender. Oh, Kay with it now. Backhanded shot, couldn't get enough on it, but South Carolina still with possession. 1:30 left. Kay is nailed against the boards. No penalty, even though he's pleading for it. Ryan Good has it. Duchesne fires, saved by Hayes.
I think they are going to call that penalty. It looks like the refs are heading toward the South Carolina player.
They're going to tech up Nick Kay, I do believe. I don't think they like the way he was talking to the official. As I wondered if that was the case. I saw the official do a little boom. You see him bring those two hands together and get real into a T. You know what that means, and that is no good for South Carolina. As 5-on-4 hockey is hard enough, but
5-on-3, yeah.
5-on-3 is that much harder. You'd almost be surprised if Auburn doesn't put one in now.
Yeah.
Got a minute and 15 of 5-on-3 action. The Tigers only need one to make it a one-goal game. And remember when I said South Carolina does have a small tendency to commit boneheaded penalties, Calvin?
That was one of them.
There is one of them. Rhoades, though, unable to clear as the Tigers keep it in. That's Patillo.
That's a play we don't see on a regular 5-on-4 penalty kill there. There wasn't anyone back deep to cover the defenseman.
Absolutely. Daly with it now. They're working it back and forth as Auburn finally has the space to. Patillo fires. It's just deflected over the top of net. He gets it back now. He's got Daly to his right. He's going to look, just biding his time. He passes to his right, that front circle. Nice deflection there, and it will leave the offensive zone. Auburn will have to touch up. That was a great play by Ben Ricciatelli. Daly re-enters.
Just under 30 seconds left until it's going to be a 5-on-4.
Daly goes down, slides into the official. It's a scrum for the puck over there as it's Mulcairn and Ricciatelli. Patillo with it now. Looks for the shot, fakes it. Daly shoots. Deflected wide by Hayes. He's had two good saves now. Daly fakes a shot. Patillo squares one up. Misses wide left. And it does leave the zone. A huge play to buy back an extra man for South Carolina. Auburn goes back. We'll retouch and some fresh skaters come on, but hopefully not too late for the Gamecocks. Runchi has a great diving effort on that clearance. And now it's Carson Scove. He shoots. Politis just gets the edge of the glove to it. 35 seconds left now.
Yeah, hair lower. That was going in the back right corner of the net. Just enough on that one from Politis.
And Scove, again, that's a great opportunity there as good defensive play that saw him just get way out in front, and a great clear there from Flaherty. Got under that one, lifted it into the far corner. 10 seconds and ticking as Riggins is trying to sniff out that puck. 10 seconds and counting now in the period. South Carolina will kill off the penalty. Riggins with it now, 3 seconds. He'll get it up. They're going to have a shot. Shoots, deflected wide. Politis with a save at the buzzer. He has been excellent in this second. Auburn does, again, score one goal as we will enter the third period. The Gamecocks up 3-1. That's the best back and forth hockey we have seen tonight. Those last kind of 8 or so minutes from both teams were really, really impressive.
Yeah, I feel like I was holding my breath that whole time during that penalty kill.
We've got a bit of a game on our hands now, don't we?
Absolutely. 2-goal lead in hockey. You score one, and all of a sudden momentum shifts, and you're only down by 1 goal. So South Carolina really needs to be careful. I've been saying it all period. They got to get another one in the net there. But, yeah, a great penalty kill there at the end. Definitely something to smile about going into the final period of this game and into the locker room. Really seeing some good defensive hockey from South Carolina other than that one play by a great player by Callan Daly. He's been having a strong game all around. Only goal on the day for Auburn and a lot of strong plays for them on their side.
Yeah, he's been awesome to watch so far. Really quick in the passing lanes to get them out and moving early. Again, for South Carolina, you think, they really want to score to kind of give themselves a little bit more of a cushion, just unable to do so in the second. Even after some promising attacks, we will be back in just about 10 or 15 minutes for the final period of action. Again, I'm Spencer Ball. He's Kevin DeLude right here on SGTV. Stick with us. And we're back here for the third period. I'm Spencer Ball. He's Calvin DeLude. And it's been a great 40 minutes of hockey. The last 10 of that second period was the most convincing from either squad. And now we've got 20 minutes left of regulation. Auburn needs 2 goals to tie it up. The Gamecocks lead 3-1. Calvin, what do you think is going to happen here in the third? Give me a little prediction.
Well, it's a different story than what we saw last night. South Carolina dominated pretty much throughout the entire game. But here's Auburn that had a really strong second period, knocking in a goal and keeping the Gamecocks out of the net. So I think South Carolina is going to close it out, knock on wood. But we're definitely going to see some strong play from Auburn here.
Yeah, I'd look for South Carolina to try and get back in the goal column to, make it a 3-goal game again. But I tell you, one thing for the Gamecock squad that's rung true as the puck just kind of bounces around here over the last couple of years is after a Coach Serwa, not the best period from the Gamecocks, they come out the next period and look like world beaters. So I'd expect them in the third to look a lot better here after a nice talking to, nice little lesson as maybe some things to exploit. Again, Serwa, a heck of a hockey player himself, top 10 in minor league hockey history all-time in points as the Gamecocks. Again, the puck's just kind of been bouncing around here. Neither team's got a good hold of it as Auburn almost went offsides. Mulcairn going to chase it around. Duchamin gets a hold of it. And Auburn will finally settle into their offensive zone. Brooks Franklin now against the boards. He's pushed up against it. The Gamecocks easily take the puck away. Colin Reed has it. Gets it up to Carson Scove. Riggins streaking down the middle. Scove tries to put it into the center. Nothing doing. He's got it behind net. He'll just work his way around. Cross ice pass. Whiffed by Reed, but nice play from Riggins to get it back to him. Backhand pass to Flaherty in front of the blue line. He'll send it over to his defensive partner, but a bad pass and List falls down. He'll just have to hack it into the Auburn bench. Thankfully, no one's hurt as that one just screaming over the Tigers' heads.
That could have been really bad for the Gamecocks there, but fortunate play there on his knees, able to knock it out of play.
Yeah, I mean, a heads-up play as List just couldn't find his footing there. The freshly Zamboni'd ice was maybe a little too slick, but Flaherty there, just a bad pass on the blue line as that made them, the Gamecocks kind of regroup. List, though, saves them from what could have been a huge mistake. The same line out for South Carolina as Colin Reed tries to get it past.
South Carolina looking pretty sloppy so far in this period, really letting off some bad plays, some stupid passes, and it's gonna haunt them if they can't clean it up right now.
Sure will. Colin Reed now in front of goal. Politis just covers up. That's heads up play from him. He's got 22 saves on the night. Not sure if we'll count that as a save. It wasn't really a shot, but a good cover-up nonetheless.
At Politis, he came out in the second period, struggled in the first, but had an outstanding second period, I'll just say. He played really, really well, and if he can keep that up this period, keeping Auburn in this game.
Yeah, because South Carolina played a really good second period, I think, offensively. But, again, they just couldn't break through the final wall back there. Callan Daly racing ahead. Flaherty did poke away the puck. Good job on that end. As Marco Pineda has it. He'll send it forward off the skate up to Nick Kay. Pineda with it now. Fires. Saved Politis. Just dead center. Not too difficult of a save, but made sure it didn't leak through the 5-hole.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get those easy shots, put it on net, try and get a rebound. But Politis was able to knock that down.
Backhand shot, top corner, it's a goal, South Carolina. Finished just over the right shoulder of Politis as they finally break through in the third period. We'll see who the goal scorer is. Leading the line, is that Carson Scove, Calvin? No, it's Nick Kay.
Yeah, Nick Kay.
Number 10, how about it?
It was a really, really sweet goal for Nick Kay. Skating in front of the net, backhand shot, top left corner into the toy department, and overall really sound play. And that's definitely a big moment in this game for South Carolina, giving them some extra wiggle room, some extra insurance. So if they let in another goal, it won't be a one-goal game.
That's right. They now lead 4-1. And, it was kind of hard to find the puck there. Kay just kind of skated with it around, came in front of goal, and it was a backhanded finish. Stick side beat Politis, and that's just a heck of a finish to put the Gamecocks back up 3 goals here.
I think overall prettiest goal of the night. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you for sure. As Bonsukin with it now. Gamecocks will just pass it around in defense, look to kind of build forward some momentum for an attack. Clavin skates into the offensive zone, races around the boards. The Gamecocks have it. Centering pass, shot wide right of goal, but a nice pass there from Clavin.
Yeah, Clavin really set that up pretty for him. Just couldn't drive it home.
Yeah, not a great finish, but again, a tough angle there as Duchemin goes down. Nice defensive physical play.
Oh.
Somebody just goes slipping and sliding across the ice. Marvin dispossessed, and now Daly with it as Berman has to skate off.
Oh.
Huge hit. Tommy Marvin. Callan Daly just goes flying. Marvin tells him to get in the weight room there, as you know, we mentioned how he's just maybe 140 pounds soaking wet, and he just got airmailed by Tommy Marvin.
Callan Daly, he's had some aggressive plays tonight. He's been playing real tough hockey, but he got clobbered on that one right there.
He took a puck off the face in the bench. He comes back on the ice and is just getting shoulder checked to oblivion. Goodness, the Gamecocks in all black are just hitmen out there.
When you're playing an aggressive game and you're by far the best player for a squad, you're going to have a target on your head, and he definitely has one for this game.
Well, not to mention he was right in front of goal. Nice shot there from Finelli. A pad save, though, denies him. Gamecocks keep it in. Yeah, absolutely. It's Marcella fighting for it. Tommy locking now behind net. Gets it over to Finelli. Over to Wilkins, who lets it go all the way around to Drew Henderson. Wilkins now to the right of net. Centering pass to Dunphy. He fires, deflected before it gets to Politis. Locking now just behind the net. Nice pass fired over the head of Politis. Henderson now with a chance. Back to Locken. He's leveled. Finelli thought he had a chance at goal there, but just missed it wide right. Auburn thinks they have it cleared, but they sure don't. Dunphy. Wilkins just lined it up and hit the American flag at the top of the building back there. As definitely got way too much on that and lifted it too high.
Yeah, I hope he wasn't aiming for the American flag. Hopefully he's aiming for the net there. But yeah, really sound play for the Gamecocks here. Playing a lot more like they did at the start of that first period, making some strong plays, and really good passing all around too. Setting up some opportunities. We saw a few shots there, whether on net or going wide.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, that was a wide open shot from Josh Wilkins. That was a one-on-one. I think just went to go top of the goal above the head of Politis, just couldn't quite keep it low enough. Henderson sends it around the boards. He calls for it again. Nice centering pass. Good deflection, though, from Auburn to sniff that out. Josh Hockey whiffs on it. Would have had a nice breakaway. Henderson controls it with his skate. Auburn player doesn't even go for the puck, just hits Henderson. Scove with it now. Sends it at Politis. Politis will cover it up after some physical play here in the third.
Yeah, Gavin Cronin doing a little slipping and sliding there. Took a big hit. Now he's getting into it with one of the Gamecocks there. Ref trying to separate it. Looks like it is Carson Scove right there.
Yeah, Carson Scove probably telling Cronin that he still doesn't have a point on the season, and he's headed to the penalty box.
I think they both will.
Scove's going to join him. I think, the referee's not putting up with any trash talk. We saw Nick Kay mouth off to a ref. He got sent to the box. The Gamecocks able to kill off the penalty, that is, and then Kay ended up scoring a goal. So, maybe he comes out on top in that scenario. But Skay and Cronin will both head to the box. Still going to be 5-on-5 hockey as, both teams just doing a little talking, Calvin.
Yeah, got a little chippy, throwing some hits here. Nothing too
In
much.
most sports, SEC rivals, here College Hockey South rivals. So, it's a division game, and the Gamecocks looking to go 2-0 on their weekend. And, we were a missed field goal and a couple, plays earlier from going undefeated against the state of Alabama today, Calvin.
Yeah, that would have been a really sweet win for.
I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I got a pretty good call in line if we're able to pull out the football and the hockey game, but not to be. Colin Reed with it now. Good pad save from Politis as Reed put on a nice deke to free up enough space to shoot. Auburn unable to clear. Nick Kay with it now. Bides his time.
Oh.
That's deflected up and out of play. I think that's John Riggins just got launched into the goal.
Yeah, no, it looks like it came off its pole, so they're going to have to try and fix the net here.
Riggins talking to the official as he heads back to the bench and thinking maybe he got, looking at his collar or something. Maybe he was getting pulled to the ground. And wouldn't surprise me as, again, John Riggins on the season has 18 points. This is prior to this game. 12 goals, 6 assists, a hat trick, and an assist last night. Incredible player.
Yeah, I believe he has an assist today as well.
Absolutely.
He's playing strong again. Hasn't been able to knock one in the net. He got himself in the net, but not the puck.
He's an unselfish player for sure, but usually does end up finding himself in the goal column. Auburn breaks one free. Duchesne, he's got Mulcairn to his left. Does a great job timing his shot up and deflecting it up and out of play. 13:33 left in the third. South Carolina leads it 4-1. Auburn really going to have to kick things into gear if they want to, let alone score a goal, but tie this one up and try to go to overtime here.
Yeah, Duchesne with a strong play there to deflect the shot out of play, and Auburn really just trying to get some shots on net and create scoring opportunities.
South Carolina able to control the faceoff. It goes all the way around the boards. They get it up to Marco Pineda. Tries to play it forward to Pushkar. South Carolina will have it in the offensive zone, but we're going to be whistled for offside, so they'll just let the Tigers take control and regroup. The Tigers just skate into multiple defenders. Kay with a great move to get the puck and get it forward. Pushkar with it. Good job there from Auburn, kind of getting the puck right off his stick at the last second as he was going to shoot. Riccitelli now. Good centering pass into neutral ice. Berman's going to enter the zone. Looks like he's tripped, but no call there as Auburn has it against the boards.
I think that's a good no call there. Just kind of skated into some traffic and couldn't stay on his feet.
Yeah, that's definitely a bang-bang play. 4-1 game. Let's let the boys play a little.
Absolutely.
So now Pineda, the rest of this Gamecock offense are going to fire while the other three skaters sub out. It's up against the boards. 12 and a half left to play here in regulation. Auburn looked to build something, but a pass just right to Brendan Flaherty as the Tigers had Daly running in behind, but didn't try and let him work in space. Marcella pins a skater up against the official and will win the puck back. Flaherty now with it. Leaves it for Marcella. Nice move. Cutting in. Backhanded shot save. Politis. That would have been a sick finish.
Yeah, I mean, good job there for the South Carolina offense. Had a scoring opportunity, lost the puck, but someone right there to clean it up and get a shot on net.
It's going to be a face-off here. 12:05 to the right of Politis. We'll see who takes it for South Carolina. It's going to be Safario Marcella. He had the goal in the first period, the third one that did get disallowed. We all thought it was a goal. The refs called it a goal, and then they called it right back. So
I don't think we'll ever truly know, but in my eyes, that was in the net.
hey, it's always a goal to us. This is going to be Marcella himself. Looks to get one for real. Fires it off the mask.
Oh.
Politis, it comes off. I mean, that was rifled at the head. Heck of a shot,
Politis,
yeah,
making
hopefully
sure he's all right.
Yeah, I mean, that one just hit him square in the forehead. Thankfully, the mask was on, but it came off right after. That speaks to the power of the shot.
Yeah, even with the mask on, taking a shot to the face, the ringing from the cage, it's definitely scary. But good job there by Politis, able to shake it right off. He's back on his feet and getting set for the face-off.
Yeah, he will get up. He's okay. Thankfully, his teammates and the officials went to check on him. No trainer needed this time. 11:48 left to go here in the final period of play. South Carolina does win the faceoff, and Marcella has it behind net. Tigers able to dispossess him and try and send it up the boards, but that goes to Brendan Flaherty. Fires from range. Nice save there.
I like the shot attempt there from Flaherty. Just kind of throw it towards the net. And it was well placed, too. He had to move over to his right a little bit and get a glove on it.
Yeah, and also, there from that range, there was some action in front of Politis, made it a little hard. Tried to screen him a bit, just couldn't quite get past the Auburn goalie.
Yeah, all around a sound play. Good offense there by South Carolina, and a nice save for Politis.
Auburn wins the faceoff, but the Gamecocks do still have it. They've had the ball in the ball.
Okay, doing too much
The
soccer
puck,
there, Spencer.
I know, soccer, football, only one sport calls it a puck, unless I'm mistaken. Hayes makes a nice pad save there. Flaherty will send it up to Josh Wilkins. He wanted the call there as he was dispossessed by Landon Pats. But Flaherty with it now, and the Gamecocks still controlling the puck. He makes an aggressive move to come meet the puck instead of racing back, as he was almost letting Duchemin in for Auburn. Just a scrum for the puck, if you will, behind net. Flaherty comes up again with an aggressive play. Pats able to finally win it and get it out of the Auburn defensive zone. They'll go for a full line change here. List gets it forward. Finelli controls it. South Carolina making some changes of their own now. Auburn gets it forward. See if they can make a move. This one deflected up and out of play. It's a nice move there from Sam Catalano, but even better defense. The Gamecocks were just on that the entire time.
Yeah, Sam Catalano with some very shifty maneuvering there, but strong defense, able to contain him, not make sure he doesn't get past you, and a shot that got deflected. Another strong defensive play for South Carolina. They've been having those types of plays all night, just deflecting scoring opportunities and preventing the puck getting anywhere near the net.
Auburn wins the faceoff, but they turn it over. South Carolina will just slow it down, get it back to Mr. Bonsukin here. He gets it over to Marvin. The Gamecocks are going to slowly work this forward here.
Yeah, no reason not to chew some clock here. You got a nice multi-goal lead and almost trickling
Sukin
in there behind Politis.
Goodness, from center ice, just fired that. Looked like it was dead on for top corner. Politis making a good save, but then he lost it. Gamecocks still with it.
An inch to the right, that was a goal.
Riggins looks for the toe drag. Good defense from Auburn to deny him there. Another good save from Politis. These shots from range just keep on coming from the South Carolina. They're able to keep it in, too. Here's Bonsukin, right face-off circle. Great save. There's 3 of them from Politis.
And a really nice shot, too. Some great body control there.
Gamecocks still with it, though. Auburn, as the puck finally leaves the offensive zone, a nice spinning play, but it's Riggins is dispossessed. Easy save there for Hayes, as he's looked good all night long.
Yeah, I don't know how he ended up with that one right there. Sam Catalano.
Riggins will take it coast to coast. It's going to be a penalty on Auburn here, I believe. So they'll finally touch the puck.
First Auburn penalty of the night, I believe, and South Carolina finally on the power play, if we are correct. Yeah.
Sure is. It's Josh Hockey. Oh, Josh.
You hate to see it, Josh.
I mean,
Not living up to his name.
Legend has it his great-grandpa invented hockey.
Yeah,
that's what
Stanley Hockey.
Well, it's what our good producer friend Micah Rhoades said about him. It's, hockey runs in his veins, but again, an ill-fated decision from Mr. Hockey. 5-on-4 coming up with 9:05 left. Scove going to take the face-off for South Carolina. And for the first time, as you mentioned, the Gamecocks have a man advantage, and we get to see their offensive power play unit. Scove with it, right face-off circle. Bonsukin running the point right now.
We've seen a lot of power plays tonight, but finally get to see South Carolina put up some offense here.
Looking near post, double save there from Politis as Finelli was just looking for that close pass. Scove found him, unable to get past the man in blue pads.
Yeah, interesting stylistic choice there from Politis. Not really matching with the rest of the jersey set, but I respect it. Some
Not at
solid
all.
drip.
Yeah, Scove wins another face-off, diving just to get it to Bonsukin. Heads up play there from Carson. Gets it over to Bonsukin at the point. To his right is Scove. That's Finelli. Body save there from Politis. Errant passes the Gamecocks. Yep, that's a penalty all day. Yeah, he just brought down. That was Charlie Kemner got pulled down. And for South Carolina, you just don't need that. You're up 3 goals. You still would have had the man advantage. You'd rather see 10 seconds run off than put yourself at a disadvantage after this power play runs out.
Well, we enjoyed a power play for 35 seconds for South Carolina, and it's going to go back to 4-on-4 now. I believe it was Nick Kay.
It was, and, on his way to the box, he's doing like a flopping motion to, show what he thinks of Charlie Kemner. To me, it looked like a bit of a silly penalty. You just don't need to do it because, he still had a lot of time left in the power play.
Yeah, Nick Kay has fallen victim to 2 silly penalties tonight, one for his words and one for his actions.
And yet, that was pretty good, Calvin. Got to tell you, I like the way that sounded. But he also scored a goal, so he's doing his bit for the team. But
a little hit or miss.
Yeah, exactly. Up and down. ebbs and flows as South Carolina is just going to slow things down in 4-on-4 before they re-enter the zone. They'll do it at once. Here comes Pushkar. He's got Riggins in the middle. Auburn dangerously kind of had that out in front of their own goal, but now they'll move forward. It's Pats. He slows it down, fired on goal. It's going to be Hayes with a nice move there. John Riggins racing forward. He's got Henderson. He's got Pushkar. He's got a nice move, backhanded shot. Dunphy squares one up. Misses high off the deflection. It's going to go in the back of the net. Off the back of Politis as he has his head down in ice. What a goal for South Carolina.
Yeah, he's got his tail between his legs after that one. That was just an unfortunate bounce there for Politis. I can't really tell him what he could have done better there. A lucky bounce. But we gotta give credit to Riggins there. He made a really nice play on defense, and hat trick last night. I know we've been saying that, but nice play to swallow it up off of the rebound and then get it down into the offensive zone. That goal wouldn't have happened without him.
Absolutely wouldn't, and it was Jake Pushkar who ended up putting it home, his second goal of the night. A great finish from him. Wisely, he's one of the craftiest players on this team as Henderson fires a shot saved by Politis. Super crafty. He scored a game-winning Michigan goal last year against Florida. Absolutely unreal. As Auburn has numbers. They do weave a pass into T.J. Runchie. He loses the puck.
Yeah, Runchie really did have a good chance there. Just couldn't keep containment on the puck.
Going back to that goal from Pushkar, I don't think you can blame Politis. Just left in an unfortunate position, but a spinning pass there. Frees up Locken. He's got Dunphy. Makes a move. He'll circle back. Head into that kind of point guard role. Locken loses it. Gets shoved in the back. That's Mulcairn. Scove now. Back to Mulcairn. Deflected by Runchie. Good job there. That one up and out of play from Auburn. There's 6 seconds left on the Auburn power play, so they'll have a man advantage for about 15 seconds after that one is killed.
Well, one thing about the 4-on-4 is it leaves a lot more ice open for skating and maneuvering, and we saw the Gamecocks take advantage of that there on that goal. So only 6 more seconds of it until there's going to be a 14-second power play, like you said, Spencer. But yeah, South Carolina, 4-on-4. We got each got a guy in the box. Might as well take advantage of this extra space.
Absolutely right, Calvin. I mean, this Gamecock offense, I think still they played good in the second period. Just couldn't beat Politis. In the third, they've gotten past him twice, 10 minutes apart. At 17:06, it was Nick Kay with a backhanded finish. Stick side above Politis. And just a moment ago, at 7:45 left in the third, it was Jake Pushkar netting his second goal of the night.
I agree. South Carolina did not look bad in that second period at all. It's just Auburn won the momentum game. They got a goal, made some nice plays, had a lot more scoring opportunities. So, you see 1-0 in the second period, but overall, a sound play.
And Daly fires. Hayes, makes a double save as it's 5-on-4 hockey. And the power play is killed. We're back to even strength here. Auburn still with it in a dangerous position, but Finelli regains it for South Carolina. They get it up to Colin Reed. He scored all the way back in the first. Calling for it in the center. It's Finelli. Dispossessed by Callan Daly, who came in behind him. I mean, that was just a heads-up play from the Tiger skater.
We've been saying his name all night. Callan Daly's having a fantastic game. Look at the scoreboard. You can't do that with a performance like he's had tonight. Really strong defensive and offensive play. Netting the only goal for Auburn, and a lot of strong plays elsewhere.
Pass across the face of goal. It doesn't find anyone for South Carolina. Auburn, trying to just get out of their own way here in the defensive zone. They finally will, and they find a nice pass into open space. Shot deflected. Again, out of play. That was Mulcairn. He's been really good at getting the stick in there and deflecting shots, especially in what would have been a tough position for Hayes there.
Yeah, Mulcairn especially, but this whole South Carolina defensive unit has been just doing a great job at getting their stick in there, disrupting shots, and knocking them out of play. And a lot of faceoffs have been created because of plays like that, shutting down scoring opportunities for Auburn, and that's been a big factor in this game.
I think, just disruptive play is, I think a good way to describe South Carolina.
Absolutely.
They're great offensively, but they just play at breakneck speed always. Clavin gets it over to Marcella. He races around. Josh Hockey in pursuit. Clavin holds up, gets it back to Marcella. He'll send it up the boards to his defenseman. Gets it back, fires. Glove save. Paulides, that was nice.
Get a little swag there from Paulides. Just a nice little stick the glove out. Yeah, I got that. I saved that.
He's been really, I think, really good all game, minus
I
the
couldn't
one
agree.
goal let in. You know, a lot of them haven't really been his fault. I think Auburn's a little outmatched. Still, again, we'll cover that in our post-game show just a couple minutes after the game does wrap up here. We've got 5:15 left in the third. 5-1 Gamecocks. This one's fired on. Everybody loses it in the lights, but South Carolina controls. Berman with it. Skates around, cuts back. He's just going to hold on to it. Gives it to his teammate. They look for Marcello right in front of net. Paulides finally covers up as that one got lost for a minute.
Got a little lucky. Almost an own goal there for Auburn. I believe it was Charlie Kemner that almost knocked it in, but Paulides able to scoop it up.
Yeah, again, another heads-up play from Paulides, but Kemner almost got real unlucky. Kind of, you know, sometimes when the puck just gets in front of net, who knows who's it's bouncing off of. I mean, for a second there, nobody could see the puck, and South Carolina's still with it. Auburn hasn't had good possession here in a moment. Paulides will cover up as it gets back to him, and he's just shaking his head. I mean, his team can't get anything done in the offensive zone, and it seems like the moments they do look good and maybe get past the defenseman, got Zach Hayes in goal, who's only been beaten once, but he's looked unbeatable all night.
Yeah, Zach Hayes has had a really strong game. Hasn't needed to do too much in this period. Kind of a last period off for him, but he's played sound hockey all throughout tonight.
Yeah, the only goal he's allowed was to Callan Daly in a one-on-one situation. The other one-on-one that the Tigers have had, he saved it. Here's Tuchaman. Does a between-the-legs deke. Looks for a centering pass, but nothing going as South Carolina just swarms him. They'll dump it down in for Ryan Good. Zach List will come off. South Carolina just still in pursuit of the puck. I mean, they love just playing at this speed. I mean, they'll chase the puck wherever it goes. Doesn't matter who's got it.
Yeah,
Here's
the score
Riggins.
does not matter to them. Up
That's
4
making-
goals, they just keep making plays.
They sure do. Daly with it now as both teams going back and forth here. He battles with Scove. It falls to Bonsukin. Daly and
here we
Riggins
go.
get into it. Let's see what happens here. Daly's up, hitting him with the stick. Yep. Got some scrap, and Daly looking to defend himself. In comes Landon Pats. All the gloves stay on, but it looks like Riggins and Daly were going to have more than words there for a minute. Tommy Marvin looking to step in for his guys.
Yeah,
Another thing. Callan Daly might not be the right guy to be picking fights here, you know?
I don't
He might be
disagree.
the smallest player on the ice. Hey, he might be, you know, small but mighty. He's still jawing at Riggins. You know, Riggins might be the guy with 20 points. That's all I'll say.
You know, Spencer, it doesn't matter about the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And Callan Daly's definitely got a lot of fight in him.
Oh, absolutely.
But at this point in the game, you know, it's not surprising when you have a team that plays really, really aggressive hockey all throughout the game against a team that's down 4 goals. You know, they're frustrated. They're just kind of throwing everything they got out right now. And South Carolina's going to keep playing their game. And because of that, it's going to get a little chippy. And we saw it there in the corner there. So, you know, no surprise there. Callan Daly's going to take a visit to the box. I can't see who it is for South Carolina.
It's John Riggins.
John
yeah,
Riggins,
it was,
yeah.
You know, those are the two that got into it. Yeah, I wonder if down here Riggins made that kind of jumping move, cut in, and Daly might have been the one to dispossess him. I don't think Riggins liked it, and Daly maybe said something to him. But they met down here on South Carolina's end of goal, and the two got into it. I think it's probably going to be the end of both of their nights. I saw the ref hold up 5. I wonder if it's going to be a 5-minute for both of them.
Hey, you know, no reason to keep up this nonsense. 3:52 left, 4-goal
Yeah, let's
game.
just drop the puck and play.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
you know, we're all pretty much wrapped up. This game's pretty much said who won this one tonight.
it sure
and
is. I mean, John Riggins basically just gets a 5-minute, you know, time off. Callan Daly, you know, the best player for the Tigers, without question, besides maybe Paulides, you know, has to spend the rest of his time in the penalty box. Bonsukin with it now, 3.5 to go. Again, Gamecocks 5-1. Spinning shot there from Pineda. That would have been insane if that went in. They're battling for it behind Auburn's net. Tigers look like they're going to win out. A diving play almost keeps it in for South Carolina, but it will regain them possession. Nice effort there.
we're
Marvin's
getting
calling for it.
vocal here on the bench. There's a lot of
That's-
yelling.
No surprise here. Marvin has it. Gets it over. It's deflected off an Auburn skater. South Carolina, though, not letting go of this puck. And Auburn, from the looks of it right now, might not touch it again here. Nick Kay has it. He makes a nice move. He's got Pineda to his right. Fires just over the top left corner.
Yeah, he was really trying to hit in the toy department there, that top left, but got it just past the net. Hit the back glass.
Pushkar, slows down. Tried to get back up, but he's knocked down. Nice play with the stick, though. Wins him back the puck. Auburn wins it back. We got back and forth hockey in the neutral zone right now. South Carolina finally comes out on top. Bonsukin does a good job screening the Auburn skater.
That's what South Carolina does. In the neutral play, both fighting for the puck, they're always going to come out on top, and that's a big reason why they've had as much success as they had, not just in this game, but this entire season and seasons prior.
That's right. The AAU Division I national champs last year, South Carolina made a great run in the postseason, looking to, of course, repeat.
Yeah, only team ahead of them in the South right now is Georgia with 15 points. Oh, sorry, Tennessee with 15
right
points.
behind
Georgia's
them.
right behind them at
That's
12. But yeah, no, Tennessee is yet to lose a game. They are 7-0-1 on the year. So, but a big win here that's going to tie them up in the points department. We'll see what happens in their matchup today. But right now, looks like South Carolina's going to be a minute 50 away from adding 2 points to their camp.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. 150 left to play. It'd be an absolute miracle of unbelievable proportions if Auburn was able to score 4 goals here with their best player in the penalty box.
Yeah, I grew up in a hockey household. I've watched a lot of hockey. I've never seen a comeback as miraculous as this one would be for Auburn. So
maybe in like 40 minutes you could at least believe it. South Carolina came back from down 3-0 against Georgia earlier this season, won in a penalty shootout in overtime. Going to be a tripping call there on Auburn. Wisely so. Stuck out the skate. He knows it, too. It's going to be Landon Pats headed to the box. Saw him get a little scrappy there when Daly and Riggins got into it.
Yeah, you can see him throwing some words towards the ref, but I think everyone's kind of under the same agreement that this game's pretty much over.
Yeah, he skated to the box early. It's easy call there. It's 5-on-4 Gamecocks. Maybe put a little cherry on top here as Riggins and Daly must be back out on the ice. Must have just been a little 2 minutes each. I saw the 5, wasn't sure what that was for, but they don't put those up on the scoreboard. So Riggins wins the faceoff, falls to Tommy Marvin, and he might look to add a little goal on top here. He gets it back in the slot, just couldn't quite fire a shot.
We've only seen 35 seconds of South Carolina on the power play
That's
prior
right.
to this, so nice to see their offensive unit even in a game that is far from over.
Colin Reed gets it over to Marco Pineda. Far side, under a minute left. Pushkar with it now. Riggins has it on the blue line. He'll slow it down. Get it over to Marvin, the team's assist leader. He was last year. It's no surprise he's doing it again. Reed gets it over to Pineda. Now Riggins, that's Pineda. There's Pushkar. He fires Politis. Good save. He's got 20 in this third period alone. That's, of course, my tally. We don't have like a stat broadcast or anything too nifty.
Approximately 20.
But
yeah, Politis is having a really strong game. You can't let the scoreboard dictate that.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier. You look at the stat sheet that AAU provides, and they're correct. They're just reporting the stats. But this guy, he's making an absurd amount of saves.
And one of the toughest divisions.
Hard. Toe drag.
in AAU
Riggins
hockey,
fires just an absolute rifle. Just missed out on that top right corner. The Gamecocks still have it as the skater goes down. About 15 seconds now. Riggins with it on that right faceoff circle. Gets it to Marvin. Nice puck movement here. Pushkar right in front of goal. Politis covers up with 8.6 left to go.
Yeah, that'll probably be his last save of the day. Tip of the cap to both goalies on the rink today. And it's funny to think that Politis was at one point taken out of this game and then put back in for a goal that was ruled to be not.
Certainly interesting. Riggins wins the faceoff. Marvin has it. Gets it to Riggins. Back to Marvin. Pass. It's going to be a last-second goal for South Carolina. Would you expect anything different? Salt in the wound for Auburn. It went Riggins to Marvin. It's Jake Pushkar 2 hat tricks 2 days in a row. It was Riggins last night. It's Pushkar tonight. What a performance.
Yeah, toss the Cavs on the rings. Congratulations to Pushkar. Hat trick on the day. Scores with 0.6 of a second remaining. Makes it 6-1, and that's what South Carolina hockey does. They never stop playing. Even no matter the score, no matter the time on the clock, they're always going to play their game, and their game is scoring goals. Congrats once again to Pushkar.
Yeah, that's going to do it. You know, it's 6-1 final score. South Carolina comes out on top. And, you know, that's South Carolina hockey for you. They're going to keep trying to score until the last second, especially when it gets a little bit chippy. Whenever, you know, they think, hey, Auburn maybe picked the fight with the wrong guys. Doesn't matter, we're up 5-1. We want 6. We want our guy to get a hat trick. And that's what they do. Jake Pushkar, the leading goal scorer for the team in Garnet and Black tonight. Again, me and Calvin will be right back in just a moment with a quick post-game show to wrap up our thoughts and our final broadcast of the weekend. We'll be right back. And we are back here at the Plex, in the attic, if you will. I think that's the best word for it. Again, I'm Spencer Ball. He's Calvin DeLude. The South Carolina Gamecocks, again, just secured a 6-1 victory here against the Auburn Tigers. They've swept this weekend, pretty much dominated the Tigers, especially in that third period, you know, came out on top. What'd you like from the Gamecocks today, Calvin?
I liked everything about their game today. You know, the second period got a little questionable with some strong play from Auburn. You can't even talk that down. But South Carolina all around dominated. Defense definitely could be cleaned up a little bit, but they did a great job at disrupting passes and shots in their own defensive zone. So if they can just clean up a few passes here and there, I think that they can be sound for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. I think they played a pretty complete game. Again, in that second period, you can't even say that South Carolina was playing bad. Auburn just looked really good for a little stretch of time. Callan Daly scoring their only goal of the night. I know it's hard when you score 6 goals. It's a 6-1 win. If you had to name a player of the game, who would it be?
I think we got to give it to Jake Pushkar. He's got the hat trick on the night. Some really impressive goals, too. That one backhand that hit the top left corner. Just really strong play from Jake Pushkar. You also got to shout out Zach Hayes a little bit. And, you know, if we want to give some love towards Auburn, which, you know, don't love to, but
and not too much love.
Yeah, Callan Daly had a good game tonight. He played really strong for an itty bitty guy, as we've been saying. In comparison to those guys, he'd probably beat me up pretty good. But yeah, no, some strong play from both sides. But South Carolina coming up on top. Jake Pushkar, my player of the game personally.
Yeah, I think you can't really argue with that pick. You know, we've had a hat trick scorer, John Riggins, in last night's game. Jake Pushkar in today's game. So I think he's probably the obvious choice again. I think Zach Hayes was phenomenal in goal tonight, as well as guys like Carson Scove, Colin Reed, and the whole defensive squad, I think, really played great. Ronan Mulcairn was getting his stick and, you know, deflecting and just wreaking a lot of havoc for Auburn. I think that's you know, key to the cock hockey brand. It's all about,
Absolutely.
you know, speed, pace, but also remaining physical. And that's something we saw. It doesn't matter if it's in legal hockey play or, you know, trying to drop the gloves and going right at your head. I mean, that's what the team does. And, you know, as a fan, you probably love it. You love it or you hate it. If you're a Tiger fan, I'm sure you probably hate this team. But I guess, you know, they ended up with the win. Cock hockey looking forward to their upcoming fixtures. They've got a 2-game series at Florida next weekend, so it's going to be a little while before you see us back here at the Plex. But the first weekend in November, Tampa comes to town for a 2-game split right here at Flight Adventure Park, SGTV. will be covering it. Before we go, I'd like to shout out today's tech crew. Micah Rhoades, the man behind the camera right now. We've got Caroline Smith and Grace Weismantel. Big shout out to them as well as the whole organization for giving us this great opportunity. Again, I've been Spencer Ball. He's been Calvin DeLude. Have a great night, everybody.